Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Fords Pro League. I hope you guys are excited because I know I am, as we're getting started here with the Fords Pro League Finals. You heard that right, this is the third and the final installment of the Fords Pro League Season 5. As we're getting into the last few matches here, and today we'll be determining who is crowned first place, who gets second and third in the Forts Pro League Season 5. Let me see you guys in chat. On screen you have your competitors. Gishtgeyer, Cactus Krieger, SpritPlancher, and Team Fortified. I want to see who you think will win. Who is your favorite team? I want to see some cheers. I want to see some rooting and support for your favorite players because they're going to be here live playing for your entertainment. And ladies and gentlemen, we are joined here with our usual crew. Say hello there, Nosehead.
Hello everybody, how are y'all doing? I'm super excited for these finals, so yeah, can't wait for this to get going.
I can only imagine how excited this must be for you. It's your game, or at least it is.
It's really cool
to see so much excitement for everyone. And we're also joined with 42 scientists.
Greetings, everyone.
Will be the other voice helping with the cat herding here behind the scenes today. So, without further ado, it looks like we're about ready to get started here. So let's go ahead and jump into the picks and bans for this first coming match. Buster and Seep are both banned. I think players have gotten sick and tired of the mortar rushes from Buster. Phantom, Eagle Eye, Firebird. Moonshine, Scattershot. Alright. I'm excited to see Phantom as an option. It's always interesting. Always fun to theorize about what kind of madness can happen.
And down band.
Yeah. It just means that Skylines is gonna be there, as it is picked. So we're gonna see some long grindy co-op on death activity, at least in the first match. Caverns being the leftover. Alright then. There are your picks and bans. So the question will be, what commanders do the teams choose first? And who's going to come out on top? But the first match is going to be Team Fortified versus Team SpritPlancher.
This is the bronze match. Is that correct?
Yes.
I think
this is the bronze match. We always start with the bronze match before going on to the finals. The grand finals, the decider for first and second, which will be a best of 7. Bronze is still a best of 5.
Correct.
Some nice long matches for you guys. Alright, I believe we're about ready to go. And we're off, ladies and gentlemen, to round 1 in this best of 5. So here we have on the left-hand side, in the blue, it is Team Fortified, playing as the Pinchfist commander, getting set up for their co-op on death strats, selling off all their internals and skeletalizing their structure for a boost in the early game. They're playing off against their opponents on the right-hand side. In the red, it is Team SpritPlancher, playing as the Scattershot commander. Now, I do like the Scattershot commander choice here, because this map is relatively close range, and the amount of shotgun blasting you can get done at this range is quite destructive. It is very, very destructive. So we can expect to see a lot of damage output, a lot of very efficient damage output coming from Team SpritPlancher. But as we've seen many a time, this map can turn on the snowball experience. That is to say, if Team Fortified manages to get their weapons out first, they can lock out Team SpritPlancher from having a consistent weapons platform, and potentially just have a game-winning lead. And there we see both sides dropping their cores and merging their forts. Of course, dropping the core means that you have one less core, and this has consequences. One less core means you only have 1 point to defend. And if that point is broken, then you outright lose the game. As well as a substantial loss in metal and energy production, as the core, as a reactor itself, does produce quite a lot of energy. Especially in the energy department. You can lose metal as well, but the metal isn't so big. It's the energy that's actually kind of painful to lose.
So what are the benefits?
Well, the benefits are that you get to is that both players get to control the entirety of the fort. That there's no lack of APM, as it were. Everyone can help everywhere. And additionally, there's a bit more efficiency going about it. That is to say, things like technology. You don't have to spend, both players don't have to spend individually on technology, because it's a singular fort. They don't have to buy a second tech for access to, well, their weaponry and their structures everywhere. They just buy one tech, and that's it. They can use it everywhere. Additionally, because there's only 1 point to defend, they don't have to split their defenses half and half between 2 different points. They can have one incredibly dense shell of armor around their final remaining core, and in doing so, it lets them more efficiently defend their singular core, which is good generally, though there are potential consequences. Say if that core gets sniped or is penetrated at all, they just lose the game. But here you can see a difference in the strategies. One that is defined entirely by the commander choice. Team Fortified going with the quick howitzer, like very quick howitzer, whereas Team SpritPlancher is going triple 20 mils, because they're going to turn those into 20 mil shotguns. And those 20 mil shotguns are going to do a lot of damage. I can only imagine they're going to go directly, they're going to go for the howitzer here. More accurately, they're going to go for the weapon emplacement more than anything else. But there is a chance they just go directly to the core, and if they go directly to the core, then they have a chance of just winning the game immediately. Now, the reason I think they're not going to go directly to the core is they don't have their commander ability active at this point in time. Without the active, the 20mm won't become shotguns, and they won't have that penetrative burst damage they would really want to break down the core. A lot of EMPs coming out from Team Fortified, just splashing all over Team Sprit. And there's the anti-air coming online to defend against the EMPs. Buzzsaw's shattering structure.
They now have the
charged. Yeah, they charged up the commander.
They did. And at this point, Team Fortified did add extra defenses around their core. I'm not... I think those defenses are likely enough to prevent...
There we go. Look at that, right where you said.
I was gonna say, like, with those defenses online, I think it's no longer a appealing target to go for the core. Instead, they go for the weapons platform, hoping to lock Team Fortified out of the game by virtue of wiping out their weaponry. It's a good 20 mil blast. Team Fortified looking to open up their howitzer to get it online to deal damage. Trying to door snipe using their standard cannon. Team Spirit's not quite able to get damage done. Team Fortified has correctly recognized that Team Sprit is relying on 20 mils and are putting energy shields into their most critical locations. Energy shields do reflect, or at least deflect, the 20 mil projectiles, and do so without taking damage in the process. So they are effectively immune to the 20 mils under some critical locations. And directly to the core they go. Don't quite make it. Just too many defenses for Team Fortified. Team Fortified is, well, too fortified, as it were. It looks like we've hit a bit of a stabilized game here. Everyone has weapons, no one's able to break the other, at least not at the moment. And things are going to go into the attrition game. We've seen this many a time, on this map especially. And it's going to turn on, there it is.
Yep.
There's an actual break. Team Fortified loses a cannon, and Team Sprits, well, they get a bit of an advantage for it. This scenario tends to turn on whoever manages to get the break first. Oftentimes it comes in the form of a door snipe. However, this time, just Team Sprit, their 20 mil shotguns are just so strong. They are, at this distance, they are easily the strongest, like, consistent damage dealer in the game. Fortified is just putting energy shields everywhere. They understand how much danger they're in, and they're preventing things from spiraling even harder. I do like the constant use of EMPs for Team Fortified. Just locking down Team Sprit's aggression, slowing it down, allowing them to more consistently develop their weaponry. There we go. Ooh, a beautiful EMP. Locking down Split's primary. Yeah. That's very, very well hit. Give it a pretty hefty delay. But yeah, the one howitzer, it's just not enough. There's so much armor. And the shotguns, they just do so much damage. They're just tearing Team Fortified apart. Yeah, Team SpritPlancher is just slowly adding an additional weaponry. They're now up to 5 20 mils, and they're building space for even more. Expecting to see a sixth one placed here in a moment. That's just so much damage. That's what, 6 turbines removed?
Yes.
That's so much metal lost. Team Fortified is, well, they're losing the attrition war, shot by shot. Their base is slowing down.
Their howitzer is not doing significant damage either.
It is not.
But each 20mm volley is devastating.
Hey, don't get me wrong. The howitzer, it deals a lot of damage, and damage costs energy, costs material to repair. But Team SpritPlancher has the general economic power to repair that damage and still invest more into more weaponry and generally expanding. They're paying the repair costs and still investing and still expanding. They've got extra savings. Whereas Team Fortified doesn't. They're paying the repair costs and they're not quite at a deficit, but they're also not realistically expanding at any swift speed. And with that previous volley, Team Fortified lost their howitzer, which means Team Fortified is actually down and out of weaponry. So now Team SpritPlancher, they're free to engage with reckless abandon, and they're going to do that. Like, they're doing that exactly. They're just firing on cooldown. At this point, Team SpritPlancher, I mean, look at the energy production they have. They just have this giant block of turbines, and they're using it to fund their aggressive tendencies, and that's it. Oh, the sniper's gonna get it? Oh, 10%, but not quite. They're gonna have to wait on the 20 mils to come online again. And, almost.
Dude.
Hey,
there it is.
there it goes.
Let's go.
That was good.
That was very well played. Round 1 goes to Team SpritPlancher. Let's go ahead and check out a replay of that 20 mils. I love the 20 mils as a finishing option. Didn't quite get the most devastating 20 mil, most satisfying 20 mil blast this time around, but it's close.
Nice.
Very nice. All right. Give us a moment while we get set up for round 2 of Team Fortified versus Team SpritPlancher, as SpritPlancher is up 1-0 so far. Alright, I believe we're just about ready here, so I hope you guys are excited, because we're be going to round 2 momentarily.
A few less cats to herd, day 42.
Yeah, we have fewer matches, so it's way easier.
Another perk of the coming to the final.
Exactly. I will be at peace for a few weeks.
Ladies and gentlemen. And we're off. Here we have on the left-hand side, it is Team SpritPlancher versus Team Fortified. SpritPlancher, winning their previous round, are playing as the Pinch Fist commander, taking their opponent's commander. You'll love to see it. Let's see if they can handle Pinch Fist better than Team Fortified did last round. But this round, Team Fortified is going with the aggressive commander, or at least the heavy weapons commander, using Eagle Eye. So, Eagle Eye has a few interesting buffs. I think the most relevant one is going to be the magazine weaponry. The magazine weaponry allows for some banking of shots, as it were. I do wonder what tactic they're going to use, like what weapons they're going to use specifically. You have a few good options. Laser beams, especially plasmas, are great because you can double fire and just burn extra deep. It's like having the crossed beams. Whereas cannons are just cannons. They can't go wrong with cannons.
Usually the typical build on this map is top goes Howie, bottom goes lasers for support. Looks like that's what they're doing right now.
Indeed. The double shot howitzer is, of course, amazing.
It is spectacular.
You know,
Basically playing as a
it's hard to
magician.
shoot down a howitzer. It's hard to shoot down a howitzer when you have two howitzers.
Oh yes. 1 second the fort is there, the next second it's no longer there.
Yes. I like the buzzsaw. Definitely trying to get an early snipe on Pool Boy. Not quite getting it. Turbine's in the way. But I respect the attempt. Pool Boy just not being quite so greedy as to permit that. We are seeing what I'm going to describe as a fairly standard build for everyone involved. I would call it a mirror match, except that the benefits of Pinch Fist are permitting Team SpritPlancher to get a little bit ahead, whereas Team Fortified, well, they're doing the same thing but slower. And I suspect they're going to purposefully delay firing as well so they can bank those shots and get the extra burst damage from that howitzer. Maybe even with the plasma as well.
Yes, they will definitely have to lose some time there and take a few shots.
Indeed, and geez, oh
wow.
Durbansine. You brave soul. That is very aggressive. So, Durbansine up here is building 20 mils. And
On top of a howitzer.
yeah, 20 mils are notoriously explosive. These will be easy to break, but also very destructive. Like, at this range, the 20 mils are just devastating, but if they break for any reason, they take the entirety of his defenses with it. Probably won't be lethal, but certainly going to take the entirety of your defenses with it and leave him exposed to immediate destruction.
Oh, this might be interesting.
Oh, that shield.
Oh, the timing on the shield.
Yes.
That was
It's well planned.
Benzin playing 5D chess.
Yes. Very well planned. There's the buzzsaws. We're going to see the howitzer.
Oh wow.
Impact.
Wow.
20 mil follow-up.
nice.
Oh, it's so close.
Wow.
Oh, that's it. He's gone.
Wow.
Oh
That was quick. 5 minute mark.
yeah.
or-
He could not
Jeez.
afford to tank those shots.
Yeah, and there you have it. Just with the aggressive play, the risk pays off. What is tantamount to a completely undefended top fort, Durbansine doesn't need defenses if he fires first. The benefits of Pinch Fist. The early game rush just means you have weapons out before your opponent, and if you wipe your opponent out before they can get their weapons online, it doesn't matter if you have defenses or not. Those 20 mils, exposed as they are, they didn't need to be defended. He made the right call and got himself an early pick.
Ooh.
Impressive that he connected back to it like that.
Yes.
Yeah. Pretty good rope network. Especially using the
sniper
existing
from
nodes to not have to buy extra foundation nodes. That's really cool.
It is
Very
a
cheap.
nice little optimization. Able to reconnect up there, but at what cost?
Oh, you can compute the cost. But that's not your question.
So much damage.
They are trying for the door snipe, but missing by a few inches. I mean, even if they do get the door snipe, they can't sustain of 20s and the Howie, I don't think.
Yeah, I don't... It's... They would have to door snipe the howitzer.
But they don't have the angle,
Yeah.
that's for sure.
Like door sniping the energy whip. Oh, and they get door
Oh,
sniped.
wow.
Oh, he
Yeah.
loses the sniper war. Okay,
Yeah.
so that's...
Not looking good.
Yeah, it's not looking great. Team Fortified has realistically lost any ability to fight back at this point. I think it's just a matter of time before SpritPlancher finishes it off.
Yeah, SpritPlancher now has all the time in the world to expand their weaponry, and they can still apply pressure while doing so.
Yes, and it looks like that's exactly what they're doing. Durbensine adding even more 20 mils inside of his defensive block. Well, Pool
Boy
Boy's
might
expanding
idle
downwards
plasma.
for an additional... Yeah. Expanding downwards for another weapons platform. It looks like Team SpritPlancher isn't quite ready to apply lethal damage. So they're gonna just suppress... Yeah, they're just working on suppressing here. At least for the moment. Fortified managing to door snipe Pool Boy's firebeam. With a sniper. That'll
Not as
slow him
juicy as the
down
plasma,
somewhat.
unfortunately.
Indeed. Though a lot easier.
Oh yes. Just have it go through the beam.
It's always interesting when this situation happens, where one team gets such a massive lead that they just say, okay, we have such a massive lead that we don't need to end the game right now. We're going to take this slow and carefully so that the opponent team doesn't have a chance to come back, or at least reduces their chance to come back. But it also means that where once the game started with this incredibly high octane, action, suddenly the game slows down to almost a truce, where both teams are just back on the eco train. Like that last volley didn't even aim toward Fortified's core. They're just removing anti-air and snipers and extra components from the expansion.
Oh, that is such
There
a
it
well-timed
goes.
buzzsaw.
Very well timed. They did that on purpose. Like that's purposeful.
Oh yes.
Alright. This looks like they're out for blood. Not immediately ending the core, but trying to attrition them out now. They're saying, okay, we're comfortable with our weapons, we've got everything set up, we have the advantage here, we're going to remove you one component at a
And
time.
prevent you
just
from
defeating
connecting again.
detail. Yes. They're saying, alright, we have enough weapons, we can prevent you from reconnecting, we can take you out of the game, so we're gonna do it carefully. And that's
And there
exactly
we
what
go.
they do. A risky opener into a careful finisher. Team SpritPlancher goes 2-0 in this best of
You
5.
did it again.
You can't tell
It's
me.
SpritPlancher.
Yes. Yes, it is. Don't. Yes, it is.
I'm sorry.
Why are you like this? I know. Just because my tongue doesn't.
Yeah, we never got to see much of the Eagle Eye action, did we?
Yeah, we didn't see any
Yeah.
bank shots.
They were straight up eliminated before the bank shots came online.
Yep.
That was how fast that was. That was how fast Team SpritPlancher got their weapons online. Which is basically the whole gimmick of Pinch Fist. Like that's the whole purpose and point of Pinch Fist. That's how that works. It's just you don't get to see it every day. And this was an excellent showing of it.
Juicy howitzer shot.
All the debris just sent everywhere. A very good second round. Team SpritPlancher showing off how to truly use Pinch Fist.
Geez, are we going to have a sweep here? We're on the way.
We may very well. So Team Fortified has performed very well throughout this series, throughout this tournament. So I'm a little surprised to see them getting, I'm going to say, so cleanly swept so far.
Yep.
But there's only one way to find out, and that's going into the next round. Ladies and gentlemen, we're off to round 3 in this best of 5 and potentially the final round. Team SpritPlancher is up 2 points in this matchup. So we'll get to see if Team SpritPlancher finishes it up and claims victory, and with victory, 3rd place in the tournament, or if Team Fortified manages to start a potentially clean sweep and claim 3rd place for themselves. Here we have on the left-hand side, it is Team Fortified. Inspired by SpritPlancher's use of Pinch Fist the last round, they are once again using Pinch Fist. And they're facing off against their opponents on the right-hand side in the red. Team SpritPlancher going with the Firebird Commander. Firebird Commander. Oh my. Firebird is quite the spicy option. I have no idea what they're going to do with this. A lot of Firebird Commander players, I mean, you have options. The early game mortar rockets, very effective. The later game cannons and 20s, very effective. As effective as it is, the Firebird Fog, sorry, the Firebird Smoke Launcher is something I haven't seen very often. I don't know if we're going to see that here. I doubt it. And I doubt it because Team SpritPlancher isn't going for the smoke launcher tech. But
Was
this man's he found the angle and got the snipe on the core. And Brulo losing 15% as a sniper shell impacts his innermost depths. It's just a little annoyance. It's no meaningful game impact. It's just an annoyance, and you know mental damage is still damage. Let's see. It's interesting to note that despite Fortified picking Pinch Fists, we are seeing an upgrade center and mortars. So there's going to be early game aggression out of Team Fortified, which is typically not what you see of Pinch Fists. Pinch Fists is, because it's so capable of rushing to heavy weapons tech, that's just the default choice. So it's unusual to see mortars here, but mortars are very good. I would truly have expected mortars out of Team SpritPlancher in this scenario. But Team SpritPlancher is aware that they're getting hit by mortars, or at least prepared for it. We do see some incendiary mortars out of Team SpritPlancher. And heavy mortars with a bait mortar in front do tend to outpace incendiary mortars. While incendiaries are boosted by the Firebird commander, it still isn't as strong as heavy mortars.
It is used for a different purpose, I guess.
Yes, they are used for different purposes. The incendiary mortars are more suppression and exposed weapon damaging, like if you hit turbines and such. Whereas the heavy mortars actually break things. And so in the battle between incendiaries and heavy mortars, the heavy mortars just kind of win out. But the incendiaries are a threat. They're at least pressure. Ooh, that sniper shot. Yeah, okay, sniper from on high is gonna shut down Fortified's mortar pressure. At this point, both teams' mortars have been effectively shut down, or at least mitigated to a point where they're not gonna be a massive threat. They may make a return showing later, but at this point in time, the major concern for both teams is going to come from the heavy weapons, and unsurprisingly, Team Fortified, as the Pinch Fist commander, gets their plasmas out first, or at least their heavy weapons out first, and almost gets all the way to Derbensine's core. Like, that was concerningly close. Derbensine recognizes that was concerningly close and is restructuring his fort to be able to take hits from that kind of firepower. Poolboy, on the other hand, the top player for Team SpritPlancher, has gone straight for heavy weapons himself and has a 20 mil just about ready to go.
I wonder what's the plan for SpritPlancher right now.
I assume it's going to be spam 20s with the incendiary active, because that's usually the plan when Firebird is involved.
Yeah, but they will have a bit of a delay before being able to do that.
Yes.
You'll have to
the
take a few
mortars.
shots.
The mortars have slowed them down quite a lot. But it looks like they're about ready to start it. I mean, they can just start firing. There's nothing stopping them from firing. The biggest concern for them right now would be getting door sniped by the laser beams. And Team Fortified, very capable of the door sniping with the laser beams. So that is a real concern. Question is, are they going to risk it? Are they going to wait for the plasma beam to be on cooldown? Now would be the perfect opportunity for Poolboy to fire that 20 mil. Looks like it's not going to be taken. I think this may be the first moment that Team Fortified has the reveal as to which commander SpritPlancher has selected. Using the sniper to ignite the turbines behind and deal some damage.
Oh, they've got a funny,
things.
a nice ricochet there off that sheet,
Yeah.
off that door.
That's funny. I love the sniper ricochets, they're a great feature. Alright, it looks like Team SpritPlancher's awaiting. Yeah, okay, they're awaiting for multiple 20s to be online before revealing the 20s. God, the firebeam plasma beam cuts so deep. If he had emerged those shots, that would certainly have been lethal.
Yeah.
Alright. Poolboy's weaponry are online. SpritPlancher's commander ability is charged, as is Debensine's weaponry online. Let's see what they do about it. It looks like focus firing on Embrulo is the play.
Oh, that's a lot of fire.
fire everywhere. And fire everywhere, damage splashed across, but nothing critical for any team. It's a hefty repair bill for everyone involved. But everyone comes out intact. I appreciate Fortified swapping over to nukes from mortars. Commander ability active, we get to see some incendiary 20 mils once again. And the snipers coming to burn things.
And the other Firebird passive is the it silences your fire alarm.
Double nuke. Impacts. Derbentine takes a crazy amount of damage, but he is well prepared for that. And there it is, there's the door snipe. Fortified loses, oh, they lose every single one of their lasers. SpritPlancher defends Derbentine with just 20 mils. It's Fortified, everything is on fire. Finn is just burning to the ground. A nice nuke catcher, thrown up just in time. SpritPlancher neatly catching the nukes, receiving effectively no damage in the process. And here come the 20s. Knocking and igniting everything along the way. And a standard cannon out of Poolboy. Oh, you'll love to see it. Penetrative firepower. It looks like Umbrello for Team Fortified is attempting to reconstruct those lasers. Trying to get them online again, as they're kind of important to have weapons. Very important to have weapons. There comes another nuke launch, but Team SpritPlancher they've got a lot of anti-air. Both nukes shut down. And now Sprit has refilled their commander ability bar. The next volley is going to be incendiary. And Fortified, they aren't broken yet. But they are getting whittled down. Slowly burning to the ground here. My question is, how much damage are they going to take in this next volley? That's going to be the main deciding factor as to how the rest of this game goes. Because as it stands, Team Fortified, they still have weapons, they still have a chance. But if they take too much damage here, then they can get knocked out of the game. Oh, there it is.
Wow. Just forced their way through.
The extra penetrative power on the standard cannon, it just broke him. And now everything burns.
Oh, it's...
Yeah. If they can keep that disconnected...
Yep.
Oh, that's it. That's it. They keep it disconnected for long enough. Those cannons will burn. At least the lasers will burn. And with the lasers gone, Team Fortified's primary weaponry are just gutted. This is looking like it's gonna be the end for Team Fortified as SpritPlancher just wipes them off the board.
Yeah.
Buzzsaw anti-air. The manual anti-air is so strong.
Who needs gunners when you have buzzsaws?
It's the real questions. In what is not quite a repeat of last match, we have Team Fortified getting slowly whittled down. Team SpritPlancher is just burning them out. Volley by volley, Fortified has fewer and fewer things. That's so much. Team Fortified saying, no, we're energy shielding everything. You're not getting this core so easily. And of course, SpritPlancher's response is, here's a standard cannon.
The shield's doing some heavy lifting.
They really are. Those shields are the only reason Fortified is still alive right now.
Oh, but they have to disable them because lack of energy.
Down to 27 energy per second. No more turbines, not enough cores to keep the energy shields online. Team Fortified's out of money. They cannot reconstruct, cannot repair. And Team Fortified is knocking on their door, or should I, Team Sprit is knocking on their door. And that's
There
it.
it is.
Fortified
Wow.
goes down. And with that,
was
Team
decisive.
Fortified is knocked out of the top 3. Well played to Team SpritPlancher in what is a clean sweep. Sprit takes 3rd place in the Forts Pro League Season 5. I'm looking forward to this replay. It's just so much kinetic firepower all at once.
There it is. Satisfying and very decisive.
Oh, yes. Yeah, that was good. Well played to Team SpritPlancher taking 3rd place. And victory in this best of 5. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, next up we will have the Grand Finals. Between
Which is
Team
a-
Gishtgeier and Team Cactus Krieger.
Best of 7.
Best
It
of
will
7,
be a
at
best
least
of
4
7.
matches.
Yes. So we will have at least 4 matches coming up soon. But we will be going to a short break before we start with that. So make sure to stand up, stretch your legs, get your drinks, get your snacks. We will be back shortly while we get set up with the next round. And we're back. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you guys are excited because we're about to get started here. As here we have, it is Team Gichtgeyer versus Team Cactus Krieger in the finals. The votes are up, predictions are in. Make sure to post your votes in chat. I want to see, are you guys for Team Cactus Krieger or are you guys Team Gichtgeyer? Let us know. We're about to get started here. But first, let's jump into the picks and bans so we can get an overview of what this match will look like. Alright. First up, Sacred Dunes is banned, as is Stalactites. Stalactites is banned. Why are you like this? Starting off with Sky... You know, last season Skylines was the hated one. I think it's no longer the hated one anymore. I think players have either accepted or started to enjoy the co-op on death grind. It's not really fair to say it's the co-op on death grind. It's just that Skylines is particularly defensive. So they've come around
I should
to it.
mention that Wingman and Vanilla Large are not banned but picked because it's a BO7, best of 7, so every map besides the first two will be picked.
Alright. And the
Slight error, I guess.
decider, if it comes down to it, will be on Boonies 2v2.
That was wow. Lightning
I'm
fix.
impressed how quickly you fixed that. Okay. Well done.
That was insane, wow.
Go Anity.
It also means we're gonna have a lot of commander picks here. But none of them are going to be Seep, and none of them are going to be Scattershot.
Scattershot banned, but Skylines is the first map. Wow.
Oh no! Wow, this is
Wow.
this is
wow.
no.
Yeah, I'm looking at the pick and ban sheet, and it is correct.
Wow.
I was like,
This
"There's
is not a
no
bug.
way." All right, so this is
wow.
mirror match galore. The only difference in options is Firebird versus Warthog for commanders. Now, okay, it's worth noting that yes, they picked the same commanders at the same time, but this is a list of potential commanders they can choose from, or should I say, from which they can choose. They need
they
not
don't
choose
have
them
to.
in this order. So the first match is not necessarily going to be Overdrive versus Overdrive. We will see, and we will find out here momentarily. As we are ready to go, the match is made, and the players are ready. So we'll be starting the countdown and kicking us off here in just a few seconds. Alright, countdown is going, and we're off to the finals. Forts Pro League Season 5 finals starting right now. Team Gichtgeyer versus Team Cactus Krieger. And it's already off to a wild one. We have here on the left-hand side Team Gichtgeyer playing as the Phantom Commander against their opponents on the right-hand side in the red fort, Team Cactus Krieger. So, I have no idea what's happening with Phantom here.
Yeah.
What?
That's an interesting choice.
What are you going to do with Phantom on this map? You see, that's the part that concerns me most.
Weapons.
I mean, okay, yes, move weapons. There are 2 or 3 different primary weapon platform areas, which tend to be used by the teams here. But I don't... Like, what benefit are they gonna get from swapping it around? Because, like, there's... On this map in particular, there's almost like a very specific hierarchy that you want to be using. There's one weapon platform that is, like, obviously the best place to use your weapons. And then there's other ones that are not nearly as good, but are good to have and are therefore fine to have after already using the ones in the primary weapon platform. So it's like, what are you going to be doing? Where are you going to be moving your weapons if it is not to keep them in the primary weapons spot? Is it just in case you lose them? after having already built a second group so that you can move the second group into the primary spot? Is it like what's the plan here? I don't know. Is there some other... My concern is that there's going to be some other wacky strategy going on that I'm not even considering, which is a very, very phantom thing to do.
Okay.
Both teams
Interesting.
ejecting their top cores.
This
That
is not something you
changes
see
things.
often.
That changes things a lot, actually. That does actually also change which weapon grids, or which weapon platforms are the most effective. It kind of evens it out, so that you get two really good ones instead of just one really good one. I don't...
Oh, man. Could they
Yeah.
cheese it like that? Oh.
They're not going to because they don't have enough snipers, but they could have.
This
But it's
will
down to
hurt.
40.
We're seeing some early game weapons, including AP snipers, out of Gishtgeir. So Gishtgeir, I think, was attempting to do the same thing, but Cactus Krieger got it first and is now defended against it. Yeah, they're attempting to do the same thing here. They don't quite get it. And there's the metal, which prevents any further. Yeah, they don't quite have the ability to break Cactus Krieger here, but that was definitely on their... That was definitely part of their strategy. Going with the attempted core snipe. Maybe if they had done it a bit sooner. We do see Gishtgeir taking advantage of the Phantom ability to shift weapons around. They're building their mortars in just anywhere that... The slow knife passes the shield. You see Gishtgeir building mortars in their internal components here. Moving them out to the outside. Even moving their tech into the middle of nowhere, just to get it out of the way. Where are they going to build the mortars? Or at least, where are they going to move the mortars to? Alright, looks like the lower platform. Oh, hello. Exposed mortars. Getting wild with it. Like, Gishtgeir knows that Cactus Krieger has snipers. Like, multiple snipers. So those heavy mortars are not long for the world. They're gonna do some good damage in the process.
Oh.
It's so close, that's gonna be so confusing for Team Gishtgeir. Oh, he's missing the shots, the invisible mortars. Alright, those are not... They have to be moved now.
And now they're going to
Yeah.
move them.
Oh no.
Clever.
And they're
That's
gone.
clever.
Oh, that hurts so much to be Cactus Krieger right now.
Then
Oh,
I got
but
by-
they're gone
oh,
anyways.
ooh, oh,
He gets it anyways.
never mind.
And just like that, Team Cactus Krieger wipes out the mortars. Only 2 out of the 6 remain. But here's the thing. Gishgeyer's done some between the mortars, the heavier investment, and AP snipers, AP sniper cheese. Team Gishgeyer's just kind of behind in terms of everything. Like, they're behind in eco boosts, they're behind in weaponry. And at this point, Team Cactus Krieger has a fully operational weapons platform, like heavy weapons platform, and is just started to slam into Gishgeyer. They just took out 2 mines and gutted the defenses around Gishgeyer's primary weapons platform. Mind you, there are no weapons in Gishgeyer's weapons platform, but only because they don't need to put them there. They put batteries in the weapons platform. Why do you like this?
I mean, it could confuse them if they disrupt the batteries.
It's just
oh,
like,
I got a weapon!
you know, I would probably fall for that. That probably would get me. I'd be like, hey, I got it. Wait a minute. Where did these extra cannons come from? They weren't cannons, you fool. They were batteries the whole time. It's like, wait, what? That is the most Phantom thing I have seen all day.
I told you I was dead on purpose. Oh wow, that could have been...
Ooh.
Trying to snipe out the core from on high, but Team Cactus Krieger is prepared for such shenanigans. The one surviving mortar. Just being annoying. Well, Team Gishgeyer is up to 3 standard cannons, currently sitting inside their forts, waiting to be revealed and fired. Whereas Team Cactus Krieger is up to, is that 4 cannons now? All neat and snug in their weapons, in their little weapon boxes, behind many layers of doors, and firing at will.
Here we go. Oh. Yeah.
Oh, and there's a door snipe.
Really good one.
Team Cactus Krieger loses one of their 20 mils to
Oh,
a door snipe.
Ooh.
that's the problem with having a low core early on. Just a bit of chip damage could potentially take you out.
Indeed. Team Gishgeyer's armor was penetrated, not enough to directly impact the core, but the cannon round got within splash damage radius and brought Gishgeyer's core down to 17%. This is not... Oh, I forgot! The extra AP on Cactus Krieger's Buster Commander. Gishgeyer's in extreme danger here. At the 17% core, those cannon rounds can get real close to touching Gishgeyer's core and just outright ending the game. Team Gishgeyer needs to focus a lot on
Or
keeping their
hitting
core
bad
safe.
would be devastating.
It would be game ending is what it would be. Just directly. Gishgard desperately needs to have a pair of internal energy shields just to prevent any kind of penetration. Otherwise, just a single cannon round getting close to the core is going to end it. Yeah, Team Gishtgeir, the Phantom choice is an odd one, and it's not paid off so far. Yeah, they've got their cannons, they're moving them around all over the place, and Cactus Krieger isn't able to keep up with it, but they don't need to. They're just kind of ignoring it, and just picking apart Gishtgeir with rapidly fired kinetics from anywhere. It's one of those old strategies of your opponent's doing something weird, so just walk over there and punch him in the face. With cannons. At this point, Gishtgeir isn't even able to reconnect their upper resource income. They're down to a half a fort of income. And one cannon? Two cannons? Two-ish cannons? I say ish, because they're not realistically able to bring them on.
Oh, it's on fire.
Yeah,
there we go.
There it goes. Team Cactus Krieger just beating through the front door with a whole host of cannons, and not many questions left to ask. Let's go ahead and check out a replay of those juicy hits.
Mortars for the win.
And get the final hit there. Alright. Round 1 goes to Team Cactus Krieger. And next up, we'll be seeing round 2. I know, big shock. Don't worry, it's a best of 7.
To everyone
so
who can't count.
It's a best of 7. We've got a fair few matches left to go in this, or a fair few rounds left to go in this matchup.
So who do you think Incursus at this point?
Oh, dude, I don't even know. Like, these teams are so even that they picked the same commanders, alright? Like, what am I supposed to do with that? I think the Phantom pick was a fun pick. They wanted to try something else, just to try to throw a wrench into things. I'm not going to say they weren't trying to win, I'm just going to say they were trying to do something weird, and that something weird got them cannoned out of the game. So I'm expecting something a bit more standard out of them this time around, and we'll get to see how a more accurate representation of what the matchup will look like going forward.
Yep. Yep, no messing around now.
Yes, I think that is the best assessment I can give for this for the matchup so far, and going forward, I don't know.
Yeah, both teams could win, to be honest.
This is a good thing.
Yes. Yes, it is.
I would favor Cactus Krieger just a tiny bit, but not by much.
Speaking of which, it's a mirror match, and it's an overdrive mirror match at that. Cactus Krieger versus Gishtgeyer, round 2, but this time it's a mirror match. This is about as standard as it gets. We're gonna see some heavy eco. Well, I guess we're not necessarily gonna see some heavy eco. We're very likely to see some heavy eco. And the snipers. The absolute nuisances that they are. Cactus Creeper doing all the mental damage this early. Oh my god, he snaked it through the sandbag.
Wow. How annoying. Slowed them down a bit.
Yeah, I mean, I'll do it. That turbine still isn't repaired. Oh. Kriegsoil actually selling off his turbine. Cactus Krieger initiating the nuisance, but coming out behind. Gishtgeyer responding with their own snipers and doing more damage than Cactus Krieger. That's what you call karma. Yep. There's... It's like, we won the sniper duels and we have snipers now, so we're just gonna plink away at your turbines for the next several minutes. As long as they don't skimp on their timings. Nils, place the... Oh my god. Sitting on a... Getting too zealous with the sniper. There you go. Only floated 100 metal. Yeah, unsurprisingly, we see an upgrade center for all parties involved. Starting to see some metal income upgrades. Oh!
Cheeky.
How rude! The AP sniper for Nils actually manages to tag Klau's core, knocking it down to 70% HP.
Oh!
Wow.
Touche.
I
You
myself,
returned the favor.
unprepared for the AP sniper, goes straight to the core. He's gonna have to put a sandbag. Yeah, there it is.
Ooh.
Catches it with the sandbag.
Hyper harassment.
Yep. Cactus Krieger saying, we know we started this fight, but you guys didn't stop. So now we're replying, just escalating. First it was snipers on turbines and snipers on snipers. Now AP snipers are getting involved. The soon-to-be cannons and lasers. It's worth noting that not only is this a mirror match in terms of commander, but also in weapon placement. Both players for the lower positions are using cannons, while both players in the upper positions are using lasers. Oh, dude, he caught that at the last possible second.
Ultimate greed.
The AP sniper has managed to bring Nils' cannon down to about 10% HP, and is quite literally one shot away from death. So Nils barely keeping his cannon alive for that. Looks like Gishtgeyer's a little ahead in terms of their laser weaponry, whereas Team Cactus Krieger It's about on par with the Gyre in terms of cannon placement. A little concerning to see Cactus Krieger's lower fort, Clow, blinking in that manner. Nils is also blinking, his counterpart on the opposite team.
That is such a strange strat to blink at this point.
It is. Typically you don't see that strat blinking unless something has gone horribly wrong, which is why I bring it out. Which is why I point it out.
Looks
So
like
maybe
Nils also,
some-
actually.
Yes. Is that his forelong that's blinking? No, surely.
Oh wow. Oh.
Oh.
It's
Oh.
a little
Looks
risky.
like
fine.
it's stabilized itself.
His stability tech caught it, but that is definitely a concerning sight to see. Clow is in a similar situation, but doesn't have the same degree of stability tech that Nils has.
Yeah, pro players need to see chiropractors.
Yeah, that's blinking forelongs. Nils is just like a ricochet, just a little bit of recoil away from collapsing right now.
Severe
Seeing him
back
build
problem.
things, yeah. Watching him build things right now is a bit more anxiety-inducing than most. Cloud not quite as close to collapse. Much more comfortable observing Cloud's base. Unsurprisingly, both teams have developed maximized economies before aggression. So while they have aggressive tools available to them, they're still kind of in a truce moment. Quite literally, everyone has multiple heavy weapons available to them right now, and while an occasional cannon firing has happened, it's almost a truce, and that will remain until the lasers... Okay, the truce has been violated. And immediately everything kicks off.
Everyone is
7
angry.
minutes. Yes. It's like the 7.5. It's like 7 minutes 45 seconds of we're just gonna kind of ignore each other until we aren't. And well, the truce has been broken, and so we're gonna see weapons fired off cooldown here, I imagine. Here comes the next volley of cannons, potentially laser follow up. I'm thinking Cactus Creeper's a little bit hesitant to fire their lasers because Gishgeyer's just pining for those door snipes.
Like this one?
Oh, but
Like
gets
that.
door sniped in exchange.
Oh, core is burning.
Core is on fire, down to 58%. That's a lot of damage.
I'm surprised to see so many blinking strats from like players who are used to do cannon towers.
Oh.
Wow.
Triple cannon merge. All three cannon shells land in the same position. Nils' armor is penetrated.
Was
It's
that a
very
door snipe?
impressive. No.
No.
That was a skill gap.
It basically hits below the doors, between the two cannon doors, which is very insane for three cannons to hit at that point, at that range.
Yep.
Yeah. That is a very difficult and somewhat RNG heavy shot to make, but
Yeah,
he did make the
pretty
shot.
RNG. And he almost did it twice. What?
Good lord.
I am myself having some extra silos on top of his fort.
That is a Magna Beam.
Oh, nice.
Gishgeyer was categorically unprepared for that and took surprisingly little internal damage.
Yeah, probably best case scenario for I am myself.
I'm always happy when there's a magna beam on the map. I just love the physics of it.
It's just fun, is what it is. Where last round, Gishtgeir was the one playing with funny strats.
Now they have defense.
Yes.
Oh wow!
Almost got
Such a
that.
close one.
Almost good.
Also, I appreciate the Magna Beam causing Gishtgeir to do the tier 3 style defenses. That's just applying that much more stress onto Gishtgeir's bases.
Looks like Clow also has his forlong blinking,
Yes.
but also the
Nils
core
has been
strat, which I
blinking for a
don't really
long
like
time.
seeing blinking.
Yeah, the core strat goes, so does Clow. That's the more concerning one to me. Nils is in the same situation with blinking core strut. It's just that Nils has been blinking for a lot longer. Just both teams are playing so defensive right now. Sandbags everywhere.
Oh,
Now we'll see some.
that's a lot of
It
fire.
burns.
It's burning.
Core is on fire again, taking even more damage. Oh, that was almost a door snipe. Hey, armor penetrated. Gishtgeir loses some turbines.
And
It's the second
That's
time
more blinking
Gishtgeir's
strats.
armor has been broken through. Indeed. Oh, there it goes!
Oh,
he
yeah.
broke too
Wow.
tall!
it had to happen.
Yeah.
Icarus flying too close to the sun, the forlong snaps, and so down goes Nils. Cactus Trigger is so close to committing the same crimes. So very close.
The worst part about this, is
Oh.
that I have to assign the kill to somebody. We'll assign it to
Oh.
Clow. Who was the last one to shoot him? It was the deformation. so-
Sounds reasonable to me. I think I would give it to Cloud.
Yeah. It's
As
only
much
fair.
as, yeah, as much as there,
As
there was
much as
team,
Nils
there was
did
a team
himself.
effort, yeah. Nils technically did the final hit, and he did it kind of off the back of a combo fire from Creeks. Is like half the weight came from his attempts to defend against the Magna Beam, because he had to do the whole top layer defenses. So like, I would give it to Clow, but I'm not happy about it.
Understandable.
Take note.
Also, shoutouts to the Magna Beam hitting the warhead silo.
Yes. Sending that cannon round through the portal. So at this point, Gishtgeir is just relying on one of two things. First, getting a door snipe, hoping to get some cascading explosions going. Second, landing those nukes, or should I say the singular remaining nuke. Landing the nuke is not a high percentage play, so while I'm sure Gishtgeir will be firing it, it's not exactly a high hope. The door snipe, on the other hand, is kind of big. They could get extremely lethal damage from a door snipe. What just happened there?
Unsure.
Trying the door snipe to howitzer. Doesn't quite make it.
I can't wait for Cloud to even out this match.
It's close. Dude, this man's getting greedy. Has he managed to... He managed to unblink his core strut, so I think
Yes,
he's
he
probably
replaced
gonna
it
be
with
okay.
metal.
Yes. That is, of course, going to add more stress onto the forlong, but then he added more forlongs, so probably not going to shatter. So, Cloud is, I'm going to say, I wouldn't put money on Cloud collapsing here. Oh, it's blinking. Oh, maybe I'm wrong. That's blinking metal now. Oh, that's so much worse.
Yes, keep adding weight.
Oh, he's legitimately still adding weight, though. Like, at this point, I'd be concerned that firing the cannons is going to be enough to recoil this fort out of the game.
Yes, add more metal. Go ahead.
It's just... Oh! I don't know what's more dangerous at this point. Face tanking the nuke or adding a nuke catcher. Just
Yeah.
adding a nuke catcher could be enough weight to end a Cloud here.
Oh, strobe firing.
Oh, double door snipe. Not an even trade. Gishgire loses that trade, but gets a door snipe anyways. They got what they were hoping for, just it cost them way too much to do so. Oh, that hurts. Oh dear. Magna beam time? Howitzer from below. Not enough to
Not enough
put
upside.
the howitzer. But the standard cannon's just punching deep. Gishgire is struggling for income right now. They've just taken so much damage just constantly. Oh, he's gonna be looking to fire another door snipe attempt at the Cloud's howitzer.
I wish him luck, because that is not an easy shot to make. Last time? Ah, no, that's not even close.
Yeah. Didn't quite make it. Through the portal. Gishgire loses their howitzer. Or not their howitzer, their warhead. Well, no more nukes out of Gishgire, not that they were particularly effective. Like, there's no way Gishgire knows that Cactus Krieger is just on the verge of collapse. Like, they don't play for trying to force a collapse here, do they?
Nah, I don't think. They are too focused on not dying themselves.
Yeah. As funny as it would be. He's selling off the battery.
Yeah, there we go.
Too
That's
late.
what I thought was going to happen. There it is.
And they're gone. Team Cactus Krieger wins once more. Alrighty then. That's 2-0 for Team Cactus Krieger in what was a much more, I'm going to say, even back and forth. And it took Cactus Krieger quite some time. Let's go ahead and check out the replays and see how that collapse happened.
Yeah, that was a good shot.
Moments before disaster.
And yeah, it's just looking rough, and then see ya. Be funny if you could hear the core screaming as it falls. Just thinking.
Next Halloween update.
Yep.
Core's get a phobia of falling.
I'm getting ideas.
I mean, it was really nice seeing the souls, the damned souls, when the core explodes.
Yes.
I will say, I was sitting there waiting for rooting for gravity that whole time. There he is. Alright, looks like we're about ready to jump into round 3. Alright, ladies and gentlemen. We're off to round 3 between Gichtgeyer and Team Cactus Krieger. And we're off to... oh my. It's Firebird again. You'll love to see it. So Team Gichtgeyer is on the left side here, the blue fort, playing as the Firebird commander. They're down 2 points in this best of 7. Facing off against their opponents on the right-hand side in the red, it is Team Cactus Krieger, playing as the Pinchfist commander. Pinchfist commander. So last time, in the last matchup, we saw Pinchfist going early game aggression, which was weird. It didn't work out for them. I can only assume we're going to see a quick cannon style rush here, maybe howitzer even. In terms of Firebird, there's actually some fairly good nils. In terms of Firebird, there are some actually pretty strong options available. Get to pick and choose.
Yeah, that's more through the mortal platform from Nils.
Indeed. We see a mortar platform from Nils and a pretty typical laser rush out of Cactus Krieger, or at least Kriegsoil. The top fort for Team Cactus Krieger. No upgrade center for Nils yet. Which means those are just gonna be incendiaries.
Fourth tournament where gravity randomly swaps directions when.
You know, realistically, as long as it's only reversing up and down and not just like left and right, then I think that would be plausible.
Hmm.
Because if it was left and right, then you're just gonna rip the forts off the
Central
walls.
gravity.
But, yeah.
Oh wow. Three
Actually gets
machine
hit
gun shot.
A little bit of friendly fire, but
Unintended friendly fire, but yes. Okay, he put some wood.
problem solved. That's a lot of wood that he's spending up there, Kriegsoil. Doesn't even look like a laser platform either. He's definitely doing a laser platform below his core, but he's just got a massive wooden expenditure above his core. This sniper from on high, taking out a singular mortar. Alright, is it going to be howitzer from Clow? It's looking like a howitzer build. He hasn't placed it yet. I don't see where he's going to place it. Unless he places it on the bottom. He's placing it in the bottom below his bar.
There.
It is, okay. Oh, shotgun.
There goes a future
Shotgun
mines.
just sounds so visceral. Especially as it eviscerates the turbines. Alright, so what's the plan here, Gishgar? And I hate having to ask that question at this point. What is the plan?
I mean, we see a few lasers on top, but the thing is, Niels is slow.
Yeah.
The mortars are doing some damage, but that's not enough right now.
Correct.
Yeah, he's not dealing the mortars enough after the bait one.
Incendiary's landing. But at this point, Cactus Krieger is just kind of categorically ahead.
Oh,
If that plasma drops, it's gonna be bad.
Ooh, so close.
now he'll have to pay big doors.
Yeah. Or revamp his front. Which you may not get
Yeah, I don't
the
think
time
this
to
is.
do.
No more shotgun!
Shotgun has been obliterated. Gishgire seems prepared to take howitzer hits. They have Howie catchers. They're generally defended. But Team Cactus Krieger is okay with this, I think, because Gishgire doesn't have weapons with which to fight back. So Cactus Krieger's just gonna punch him, and then punch him again. Gishgire's core armor is penetrated, but Cactus Krieger misses the shot. Doesn't get lethal.
We see a singular 20 mil from Niels. And a couple more to go.
I don't know what to make of this.
This plasma is on the verge of dying. But not quite.
Yes, but it's fine for now.
It is repaired. Now we're now bringing an additional cannon. Useful.
Gishgire attempting for the door snipe, Cactus Krieger attempting to get the kill. Neither succeed.
Fire everywhere.
That's not a good sign. Getting overpenned by a firebeam.
Neither team are really making good progress, but I'm not sure which team is in the lead at this point.
I would give it to Cactus Krieger, just because they're more consistently getting damage across.
Oh, okay, now it's more clear.
Okay, now it's, yeah. The door snipe is big, and the second door snipe is
Wow.
big. Okay, Cactus
How
Krieger
close
getting
was
some
it to the
back-to-back
battery?
door snipes. Very close. I mean, that went between the core and the battery.
Wow.
So Cactus Krieger just got a pair of door snipes, and that will set back Gishgire substantially. Gishgire isn't out of it, but their top player no longer has door sniping potential, and their bottom player, well, he was planning on expanding the 20 mil anyways, so he just immediately replaced it, but that's going to set him back notably, and that'll remove a quite a substantial amount of pressure off of Team Cactus Krieger, who's just going to start splashing damage all over Gishgire. So where things have, while the game state itself hasn't changed dramatically, the momentum has, and so I expect Cactus Krieger to be pulling ahead here quite rapidly. Case and point.
And it will only get worse from here.
Yes. Gishgire has to do something to stop the bleeding and stabilize again. Usually that comes in the way of a door snipe, but Gishgire doesn't have that much in terms of door snipe potential. We can see mortars doing that same kind of similar kind of progress just by dealing so much damage that it beats Cactus Krieger back a few pegs. But Gishgire doesn't have heavy mortars, they only have incendiary mortars, and incendiaries are not really capable of that that degree of damage. The commander active ability for Gishtgeir, specifically the Firebird active, will help with the raw damage dealing. Just more penetration. Gishtgeir losing more turbines. It's so painful. But it looks like Gishtgeir has regained their plasma and has a second plasma under construction. We could see some door snipe activities here. Oh!
Yeah. Could be a double
Just
kill.
barely hanging on to that one. Woody is hanging on for dear life. His struts are stressed to the point where they are nearly snapped. We just had some snappage there. Oh, Nils in a similar situation. Nils on the verge of collapse as well.
There it is.
Is that it? That's it. That's gonna be a double.
Double. Wow.
Cactus Krieger wins the third match. This is looking like it might just be a clean sweep. Some nice back and forth door snipes on both sides, but Cactus Krieger comes out on top, finishing it off with a clean slice. Alright. We're up to 3-0. With Cactus Krieger in the lead. Gishtgeir's got to get it together and get a win on the board, or they're going to be knocked second place. Let's go ahead and check out the replay of that slice. Oh yeah, this is the door snipe moment. How close that was. That was like clipping through the battery. Look at the snappage. Yeah.
Satisfying.
That was good. Alright, well if the trend continues, this next match may very well be the final. Where Gishtgeir and Cactus Krieger, they're putting up some intense battles, but Cactus Krieger has managed to come out on top every time so far, even if it's close. In this fourth match, in the best of 7, Gishtgeir has to get a victory here, or they are eliminated, and Cactus Krieger will take first place in the Forts Pro League Season 5. Looks like the players are ready. So let's jump into round 4. Match point for Cactus Krieger. So Gishtgeir still has the opportunity to win finals and the first place. They will have to clean sweep this, but it is entirely possible. We've seen them do it before. And we're off. This time it's Hurricane versus Pinchfist. Two commanders that are a bit speedier in their production and build speed. Cactus Krieger on the left-hand side. They're on match point. If they win this, they win everything. Taking first place, the gold medal, and the premium badge in Forts Pro League Season 5. Their opponents on the right-hand side in the red, Gishtgeir, playing as Pinchfist. Pinchfist serving well for everyone involved so far. They're looking to score their first points in the finals. You see the snipers getting involved. Once again, Cactus Krieger starts the sniper war. This time wins the sniper duels. You know, actually, now that I think about it, Cactus Krieger has started the sniper war every time and lost the sniper duels every time, except for this time. This is the first time they've won the sniper duel, I think. Gishtgeir way ahead in the heavy weapons progress. Pulling out all the stops here. The last time a team was this far ahead, they ended the game before their opponents had a chance to shoot back. There's the ejection. We're getting co-op on death strats out of Cactus Krieger. That will help Cactus Krieger catch up in the tech race, but it's not going to put them on par. Gishtgeir is still ahead. Not only is Gishtgeir ahead, but Gishtgeir has both heavy weapon tech placed. So they'll have access to a variety of heavy weapons, whereas Cactus Krieger will be behind and only have access to cannons. Which, to be fair, only cannons is an effective strategy.
Ooh. That's not good.
It's not good for Cactus Krieger is what it's not good for.
I will set them back a few seconds.
Indeed. That could have been worse. That could have been way worse. But it will be okay for Team Cactus Krieger. It's just a delay, as no real damage was dealt. But a delay can be the difference between winning and losing. Cactus Krieger, despite having access to heavy weapons, are going mortars. Unsure if they are conceding that they will lose out the heavy weapons rush pretty hard, and are instead focusing on trying to delay Gishtgeir, or if the mortars were their plan all along. It's worth noting that Cactus Krieger has developed quite substantially their economic status. They've upgraded half of their mines, so they will have a fairly notable. Cactus Krieger will have a fairly notable economic advantage over Gishtgeir. So Gishtgeir will need to deal damage, like actually meaningful, real damage, in order to make up for this. They've got about a minute and a half to do that before Cactus Krieger starts to gain some momentum off of economy alone.
You will have a cannon and soon plasma.
Indeed, and the cannon has no door on it, so they're going green with it.
Who
But
needs doors?
it's a pre-5-minute cannon and a howitzer placed. Cactus Krieger opening with the aggressive play, the early game aggression options. A little bit delayed on what we considered an early game aggression, but it's getting damage done and definitely delaying Gishtgeir. The EMP for Cactus Krieger just knocked out the Fire Beam Plasma Beam combo for Gishtgeir, which definitely saved them from getting slammed about 15 seconds earlier. Gishtgeir is fully suppressed. Gishtgeir just straight up cannot fire their weapons right now. Cactus Krieger has total map control. This is really bad for Gishtgeir. Gishtgeir was going for a weapons rush. They were supposed to have their weapons like fully activated and alpha striking at about 50 seconds ago.
Oh,
they were relying
shot.
on that.
That was clutch.
Yeah,
That
good.
won't be enough.
Yeah, I was gonna say a decent shot, but that's not gonna change anything. Cactus Krieger's still just gonna keep suppressing Gishtgeir. Okay. Gishtgeir's starting to get some actual damage in. Taking out the EMP, but the damage has been done. Cactus Krieger, like, Gishtgeir's whole plan here was to get weapons out and deal, like, game-winning damage by the 5.5 minute mark. It's 6.5 minutes in, and Cactus Krieger's had plenty of time to armor up, and armor up they have, and now Gishtgeir, they're behind on economy. They still have firepower advantage, but no real map control to go with it, so they're getting suppressed. They can use the firepower every so often, but it's risky for them to do anything. And even if they get a full alpha strike, it's not lethal amounts of damage on the board. Oh!
This was a concerning break.
Cactus Krieger's defenses, their stability tech quivers and somewhat shatters, but doesn't... It crumbles but doesn't break, not collapsed. Cactus Krieger lives for now. Look at that, this Cactus Krieger's fort's just so big at this point. It has all the economy they could ever want.
Ooh.
And now they have defenses against the howitzer? Oh no. There it is, Cactus Krieger's howitzer is on the board and dealing damage. Remember when I said that Gishtgeir had like 2 minutes before the momentum started shifting toward Cactus Krieger? Now those 2 minutes are up. And they can feel it. Gishtgeir getting whittled down. Cactus Krieger's just ahead. They're almost to weapons parity in terms of heavy firepower. Look at that, a full strike. That's a clean incendiary howitzer hit plus fire beam plasma beam combo directly into the same spot, and Cactus Krieger just tanked it. Gishtgeir officially does not have the firepower to break through Cactus Krieger anymore. And Gishtgeir is being whittled away shot for shot. Gishtgeir has to do something to change it up, and they have plans. They're going with the portal nuke strategy. Team Gishtgeir still has plasma, so door snipe is always an option. Those realistically, Team Gishtgeir is going to be relying entirely on those portal nukes to get work done here. And frankly, portal nukes is not a reliable option. Oh, there it is, the snipe. Cactus Krieger loses almost the entirety of their lower expansion. Most of their weapons as well. They lost the howitzers
Wow.
and the cannons. Team Gishgire officially has, once more, firepower superiority. Of course, they have no map control and are pretty heavily suppressed, but they do have firepower superiority. This will allow them to keep Cactus Krieger in check, at least for a while. Though Gishgire has just evened it quite a lot. They got the shot they were looking for after all this time. And fire beam, plasma beam. An alright shot.
Not quite the same spot.
Not quite what they were looking for.
Applying
Does some
pressure.
damage.
One nuke is up, but no portal yet.
Okay. Those mortars for Team Cactus Krieger have been harrowing.
They've been doing a lot.
They have truly been doing a lot of work. The howitzer taken out this time. It's rough being Nils for Gishtgeir right now. He's not floated any metal over the course of this game, at least not meaningful amounts, and yet he's been completely unable to expand. Just owing to the constant repair bills and reconstruction, just being suppressed like out of his mind. It's just how much pressure he's tanking right now. Cactus Krieger is reconstructing their lower extrusion. Well, the portals are coming online.
About time.
Yes. With the double nuke swarm, Gishgar is going to have fairly substantial damage output available to them. They don't have the map control to guarantee that it gets across the board. But if it gets across the board, and there's an okay chance that it does, then Team Gishgar will have very real damage and potentially even game-ending damage.
Oh, wow.
A beautiful snipe. One nuke lands. One nuke insufficient to put them in the lead. It's a good start. I think Nils desperately needs to be a bit more active with the sniper, and I say that as if that's easy or even a realistic. Oh, a beautiful shot! That's gonna set back Team Cactus Krieger fairly substantially, not only taking out a minigun, but also 3 mines, which is huge.
Oh, wow. What a
Oh,
shot.
massive damage.
Wow.
Cactus Krieger
Beautiful shot.
losing a majority of their energy production. His base getting cracked nearly in half. Gishgire, through all the suppression, is managing to deal critical damage every so often. Cactus Krieger, with their economic advantage, is able to rebuild, but at this point, every time they rebuild, Gishgire is getting another critical hit. This is a wonderful back and forth. This is what I'm looking for in a match. It's like Cactus Krieger with the big economic advantage gets big, builds large, and then gets cut down to Gishtgeir's size. chunk nuke. No significant damage.
Ooh.
Stray shot.
They just tank it. They just don't care. They're so rich.
Did I hear a cannon round?
Second howitzer. Surprising little damage for that second howitzer shot. I am myself, that's this guy's lower player, desperately needs more batteries. There he goes. Cactus Krieger generally is in a desperate need for energy production.
Again.
Massive damage. They cleared again. Cactus Krieger just lost to their lower expansion again. Like, oh, it's all gone.
I wish I had a follow-up to that shot.
It took Gishgire everything to break it. Like, Gishgire just doesn't have more to follow up with. Cactus Krieger's gonna wield
They have
their...
a few nukes and mob control.
That is true. Those nukes will make
That
it
should
clean across
hurt.
the field. A heavy hit.
Yep. That's where it
God, they just have so much. If they get
Can they
if
do
both
it?
of these howitzers land,
Yep. There we
that's
go.
it. Victory for Gishgire.
Good on him. Wow, they
that
survived
was-
an onslaught. That was just amazing.
The Gishgire spent just shy of that entire match suppressed.
Yep.
Cactus Krieger just in the early game decided we're gonna keep you guys locked in your base, and they didn't get out of their base right up until the very end. Holy smokes. That was a lot of damage. Death by door snipe. This is where the base gets sundered in half.
Nice. Well done. They deserve that. to survive that pummeling by those mortars. Jeez, that was really well
Both
played.
howitzers in through that same hole. You know, if that second howitzer had been just like a grid space either up or down, it would have slammed into the remnant armor and not have been lethal. That would have been real unfortunate for Gishtgar. But they nailed it. Perfectly aimed howitzers, both of the same hole. It's like splitting the arrow that's already on the target. Alright, it looks like the teams are ready. So we're about to go into round 5 in this best of 7. I appreciate how jolly the players are. Good sports all around. Alright, and we're off to the next round. Round 5 in this best of 7. Gishtgeir versus Cactus Krieger. the finals, Forge Pro League.
Second match point.
Yes, second match point. Gishgire coming in for the clean sweep, while Cactus Krieger trying to wrap up victory for themselves. It's gonna be a mirror match. Alrighty then. A Hurricane mirror match at that. So what I'm looking for here are discrepancies, or should I say differences, in their builds. Hurricane has many options it can go for. It isn't a commander that's like strictly heavy weapons or anything like that, though it tends to favor heavy weapons more than most. We're seeing similar builds across the board. Some minor differences, but nothing worth pointing out or reacting to. I think a better description is there are minor differences, but the differences in the players aren't large enough that it would cause a reaction to the players. It's not like, oh hey, this player's doing something that's going to make me react to it. So they're just kind of going about their ways with different flavors. We do see I Am Myself from Gishgire on the left, reaching forward and claiming that lower platform. That's a bit of a tell that they're going for later gameplay. So we expect to see cannons, and pretty much just cannons, out of Gishgire then. We do expect both teams to eventually go for the extrusion, yes, there it is. The question is only of timing. The biggest difference between the teams so far is that Cactus Krieger has... No, they just... The biggest difference so far is the order in which they build things, rather than the things that they are built. One team, or one player from each team is going cannons, one player for each team is going lasers. Gishgire is focused on getting economy a little earlier, whereas Cactus Krieger is focused on getting technology a little earlier. So, in the sum total, I can expect to see Cactus Krieger a little bit earlier on the weapons firing. They will likely have advantage in firing their first Alpha Strike. However, Gishgire will have a bit more cash flow, or at least a bit more money when the Alpha Strike time comes around.
The classic 20 mil in spam. It is exposed, what?
Yeah, I mean... Cactus Krieger has no idea there's a 20 mil there. I mean, who does that? Like, he had
Yeah, that's fair.
background brace in there. There's a good chance... Well, there's not even a good chance of it getting scouted, because Cactus Krieger doesn't have any exposed, like, forward-facing sniper things to scan with. So it's just free to do that right now. Of course, Gishgire doesn't know that, so they're just playing risky with it. But Gishgire is getting real aggressive and risky with their 20 mil placements, whereas Cactus Krieger is going for Howitzer.
Oh wow.
I didn't expect that.
Unfortunately, they don't have anything now.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I didn't expect that. Cactus Krieger didn't expect that. Gishgire wasn't prepared for that, so I'd say they didn't expect it either.
This is going to cost a bit.
Yeah, that's gonna slow down Cactus Krieger fairly substantially in terms of, well, progress. But Clow for the lower fort already had a howitzer placed, so the howitzer is going to be ready to fire during the intended howitzer timing. That's just what's happening here.
chat's asking, why is it good to lean your fort back?
You have more defense on the front.
Yes. That's it. You bring the core backwards. There's two elements to it. The first is that there's a physically larger distance between the front of your fort and the core, which means you can do more. You can literally just have more girth. The second reason is that the weight distribution changes.
Yeah.
The core is very
Mostly
heavy.
Weight management.
Yeah. That's the bigger reason.
Oh.
The core is very heavy, so pulling it back removes some stress from the forward nodes of your foundation, which means that you can then add more stress in the form of additional wood or additional armor.
The core really isn't that heavy. It's more about the original struts and other buildings.
Indeed.
Bonk.
Uh-oh.
Oh, there's the howitzer shell.
Here we go. Yep. There it is.
Normally I would credit the 20... So... Normally I would credit the 20 mils to have advantage here, because they can defend against the howitzer and be aggressive at the same time. But the 20 mils were placed in the defense spot, and that just meant that it was not really defended and risky. So when it got sniped, it just kind of cost nils the entire defense and fort. Well, Cactus Krieger has a near insurmountable lead here, and they've just door sniped Gichtgeier's fire beam. Oh dear.
It's not quite over, but it's not looking good.
Yes. Oh no. Oh dear.
Yeah,
well,
Cloud now has free range to add some more cannons.
Yep, and he's going to be doing that. He adds a new cannon on top. Looks like he's getting some restructuring so he can bring his howitzer to bear as well from below. Okay. What can Gichtgeier do here? It's like it's just door snipe. Like the only thing they can really do is door snipes, and that isn't enough unless they door snipe Cloud's howitzer, which is possible but unlikely. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh my. Wow. Like, that isn't gonna do anything.
Yeah, except open your door.
Yeah. Except open your door long enough to get slapped by half the weapons on the team in the world. Uh-oh.
The time has come.
Whoo! Plasma
was a close
saving
call.
itself. That was a very close call.
Yeah, I don't know how it survived that.
Imagine manning the plasma laser.
He almost
Oops.
got it, dude. He almost got the howitzer. Like, he damaged the howitzer with that. That was close. But I don't see this. Yeah,
Oh,
okay.
this. Yeah, it's over.
This,
Like,
yeah.
there's just too much firepower. Cactus Krieger can break through anything that Gichtgeier can build at this point. And
It is
there
so
goes every weapon. Gishgeir's down to 0 metal in the reserves. Away go most of the turbines, and now Cactus Krieger's going for... Oh, he ran out of energy. Oh no, got too carried away. Got way too carried away.
Among Us.
Here comes the art. The surrender. It's the flag of surrender has been flown.
That's funny.
And so ends Gishgeir, and Cactus Krieger wins Forts Pro League Season 5, taking first place 4-1. Ladies and gentlemen, you have your victor, Cactus Krieger.
Well done. Well
Very,
deserved.
very
They just
well done.
played so solidly.
That was good. That was good. The God, Cactus Krieger just punished the greed so very hard this time around. It was this first match. I was fully expecting Gishgeir to survive and like actually deal some real damage. I got so excited when I saw the 20 mil forward. But let's go ahead and check the replay so we can see how that went out. Because it didn't go very well for them. They got punished for their greed. They got greedy with it and died. Oof. First place to Cactus Krieger, second place to Gishgeir, and third place to SpritPlancher. I almost did it again.
But you caught
Good
yourself.
save. Good save. Wow.
I forget what were the prizes this time around for the competitors. We have the badge. I know there's Go ahead.
Oh, now you're testing me. Because I can never remember
we
the
have
delineations.
A big pool, I think. Like a really big pool. Let me check.
Yes, we'll get it right. But I mean, on top of the monetary award, there's the just the fame and cred for winning.
Mm-hmm. Hey, for once, Eaton's badge hasn't grown this time around.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes, so
badge
the
cabinet.
first place is $500.
Whew.
Yeah,
That's
big
a
prize
pretty
pool.
hefty one.
Gishgeir will go out with 250. And our third place, SpritPlancher, with...
It's so pretty. Well, congratulations
Also the
to
badge,
our
of
competitors. Yes, and of course
well
the badge
done.
for the badge
And
cabinet.
obviously we'll have to decide on a MVP for this season.
Yes.
Yep, that's always fun.
Yep.
That can be tricky.
Oh yes.
Yeah, I have to thank all the players. They this time around, they just were so much easier to wrangle, and a lot of the teams just sorted themselves out with their games playing on time, and it just made everything easier. I know for you, 42, and just for all of us in general. And everybody showing up on time, and that makes these streams go smoother, and everybody just finds the whole thing so much more enjoyable. And yeah, it's just much appreciated that everybody's done that. So yeah, it's cool.
It's almost like we're getting used to it, and the Force Pro League is getting even better and better every season. This season
Every
has
season
been
with new
amazing.
rules.
Yes, more
But
refined.
Charles, don't eat your core.
So what you're saying is, the core catapult, new meta.
Unfortunately, no.
Unfortunately, or very fortunately, one of the two for sure.
Hmm.
All right. Well, I want to say once again, thank you to everyone. Thank you to our players, our participants who have shown us some of the best games here for the fans. Thank you to 42 for wrangling things and putting everything together. Thank you to Anati and teams for keeping things running smoothly behind the scenes. And thank you to Nose for joining us here and bantering with chat and answering all their favorite questions.
No worries. And thank you, Incursus and 42. Much appreciated, your efforts and your support. It's awesome.
It was fun, very fun.
Very fun. I will make sure to hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button, and I will see you guys in the next series.
See ya.
See ya.